Hi, can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Good evening.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Welcome. Okay, so
Can hear you.
Okay. Now, I'll be your tutor today. My name is Obinna Obinte, and I'll be taking on your class today. So we'll be starting now, and at each of every session or segment, you can have a chance to ask your questions as well. So we are going to be talking about freelancing, what to do to be a virtual assistant, and how you can do them. Yes. So, and we are going to be talking about virtually what is called freelancer and who can be a freelancer and the kind of skills that you would be able to offer to numerous clients, companies, and the real estate companies overseas, starting from Nigeria to Ghana to the United States to Canada and as far as Australia and Japan. As a freelancer, you are going to be able to stay at the comfort of your house and give these services. So today's class, I'll be talking about, just like I said before, what you can do and how to start. Now, I would say, who is a freelancer? You can call yourself a remote worker. What it means is that if you're going to start working as a freelancer, all you need to have is a laptop, an internet connection, and also a headset. When you have that, and you can be able to connect and create a profile in freelancing client website like Indeed, Upwork, LinkedIn, People's Hour, TalkTalk, and the rest of them. Whether you are a video curator or a video editor, or you are a web developer or a graphic designer, or you are a data analyst, or you are a data entry specialist, or you're a communication analyst, whatever you choose to offer, as a freelancer, you understand. So now, I'd like to say that I'm going to be talking personally about Upwork. That is quite common with everyone. And I'll be teaching in our last class, I think, we talked about what you can do, the kind of place you can create a profile to be able to earn. For example, when I started as a freelancer, I can say that I barely have 20,000 Naira as in my bank account. But when I started as a freelancer, I was able to earn between $1,000 to $3,000 a month, working as a web developer and also as a virtual assistant. Do you understand? Now, you can be that kind of person with this learn and earn class. You can be able to have that skills, knowledge. You have to be able to give those kind of services. I would also be talking about a lot of people in this class will want to ask how can they don't know the kind of skill they have, or they don't know what to offer. Some have these skills, they don't know how to go about them. Now, you would be able to have a chance to give out these services. I will start with a data entry specialist. When I started working in Upwork, and also mostly from LinkedIn, all I needed was to know how to use Excel. Microsoft Word. That was all I needed, and also how to do proofreading. I was able to get a contract first from LinkedIn, and from there, I started compiling a company in Florida. Their data, all their workers, I'm able to prepare a document for them and all of it. I stay at the comfort of my home in Lagos to be able to offer these services and earn as much as $10 per hour. Do you understand? So if you want to be that person that learns, do about data entry, all you just need to have is Excel. And in our last class, I talked about that Excel service that from your Gmail account, you can just be able to go straight to Excel and start creating a data. Going from that, in the next segment, I'm going to be showing you live how you can do Excel, Microsoft Word, for some of you who do not understand it. For some of you who want to perfect what they've been doing before and they want to add more knowledge on that particular aspect. I would like to say for a lot of women I've met as a freelancer, they eventually want to be a secretary or administrative assistant. That is quite easy. Like I said, if you have a particular laptop, a headset, you can be able to do that services like ranging from email handling, cold calling, scheduling appointment, and the rest of them. You can be able to do that. And it's quite easy. You can be able to do all of that. I'm talking about right now, you can offer services as a virtual assistant, like a live chat. You can do email handling. You can schedule appointments using Google Calendar. You can do general typing. You can do research. You can do normal proofreading. You can do language translator. You can do if you want to go as a travel agent, you can also be able to do what they call do ticketing using Seba. There are all these software they call Seba. You can be able to use that to check tickets, book tickets for those flying anywhere or scheduling an appointment. For some of your boss who want to travel to like England or Canada, whatever they may be, if your boss is, let's say your boss in England is traveling to California, it is your job as a virtual assistant to be able to plan his travel schedule, including booking his tickets, including booking hotel where he's going to stay and the kind of food he's going to eat. If he gives you that information to be able to do that for him. So some of them can use what they call, there's this software called Zendesk. You can use Zendesk and Freelancer to be able to do all of this. And it's quite easy doing that once you get conversant with that particular software. That's the general virtual assistant work. And some people think that virtual assistant is just one particular thing. It is not. If you're a virtual assistant, I would advise that you have a niche. Virtual assistant is just like a tree. It has branches. It branches. You need to be able to know whether you are a researcher or you're a social media manager or you're a digital marketer. All those skills falls under virtual assistant. So you can be able to do all of that. For those who know how to do Facebook ad, is a massive skill. You can be able to use that to earn as much as from $4 to as much as $30 per hour working on Upwork. And in this learn to earn class, we've seen testimonies where a lot of people got a job, $5, $10, $15, and I'm aware that you've probably seen that on your group. So if you keep attending this class, you're going to be having that opportunity for paying something like, some of these services can be quite expensive. Now, for those of you who have a phone, they want to be a researcher or a market researcher, it's quite easy. You just need to know how to Google something on the Google. Find a particular thing. If somebody wants you to find something in Ogun State for him or her as a client, all you need to do is that go online, be able to search those information, read articles, newsletters, and the rest of them. You can be able to have that information and call yourself a research expert. Because right here, I can stay here right now and know how many populations are in Norway, how many population, how many people in Australia, how many people in Canada, counties, and the rest of them. You can stay at the comfort of your house right now and do those diggings, and you'll be able to call yourself a research expert or assistant researcher, whatever you want to choose as a particular keyword name. Away from that, you can also be a social media manager. Some people who are on IG, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and TikTok, they manage companies' account, individual account, and earn thousands of dollars just managing, tweeting, posting, and arguing or making comments on people's page on Facebook. I'm currently doing that right now. I'm currently managing a two account on Facebook and on IG. And there is a software that allows you to be able to do that. I think it's called Plan B. If you use that, you can be able to schedule your post from now till next week. You can be able to know what you're going to post and what you're not going to post. And that also allows you to be able to include pictures like media and the rest of them. You can be able to do that, and the post will drop like in 3 days to come.
With that light. Right. No friend.
So like I was saying, away from that, and as a virtual assistant,
Where is Nana?
and as a virtual assistant, you can also, sorry, Miriam, can you pause your, can you mute your, thank you, Chidimma. So, and also, if the last class we talked about this particular software called Canva, as a Canva, you can also be a Canva expert on Upwork. I've seen a lot of folks from Kenya, South Africa, Lagos. I know one guy from Ilorin. He's a Canva expert on Upwork, and he has earned over $12,000 just being a Canva expert. And you can become that person. It's quite easy if you can be able to, from this learn to end class, you can be able to focus your niche on being a Canva expert, and that can accommodate you to be a social media manager. All you need to do is post, and create content. You become a social media specialist. You can call yourself that. You can create that profile on Upwork, create it in LinkedIn, create it in Indeed, TopTal, and the rest of them, and you can be that particular person. Companies will stay here where they are and hire you. Celebrities can hire you to be their social media manager. They don't know who they're hiring. They don't know if you're from Lagos or Kenya. They just go to your profile and you tell them what they want to know, and they'll be able to give you a job, trusting your skill. You can do that as a social media manager. And moving from that, for those who understand how to do Google ad, how to write content writers, for those who are copywriters, these are places you can showcase those skills. And when I say I mean that I've seen people as a content writer, and when I check their profile, I see they've earned as much as $50,000 on Upwork alone, just being a copywriter. And if you can write guest posts, blogs, you can also be able to do that as your niche on Upwork. It's quite easy if you can create a niche. Don't try to do a Facebook ad. You're a social media manager, you're this person. Until you are much more experienced, you can be able to accommodate different roles, different skills. But if you have a niche, and I happen to be a client, in Silicon Valley, and I'm looking for a social media manager. When I go to Upwork to search for who I can invite to bid for my job, I type social media manager, and I'm seeing Chidimma's name, I'm seeing Onyechi's name, and that these people are social media manager and they are based in Lagos, and I like their profile. I can be able to say, okay, let me work with them. And they give you a contract for 6 months or 1 year, and you can earn as much as $10 to $30 per hour just doing that. It is a massive investment. Everybody right now is going tech, and not just tech. Anything you're doing now, be it agriculture, poultry, whatever you're doing right now, even as much as those farming in the village, including agriculture, you need to use tech to advance it. You need to post it on social media for people to be able to order for it. You're doing tech already. It is not when you are called a software developer before you can say you're doing tech. If you're using those tools to be able to showcase that skill you're doing, you're already a tech person. You're already a tech woman. You're already being a tech man. You can do that alone. Those are skills. Creating content is a skill. Some of us are on IG, on Facebook, we cannot be able to create content. But if you research very well, there are some software that allows you to be able to create content. For example, I'm particularly using a software called WriteMe. I think it's WriteMe, but it is not spelled as right. It's spelled as RTYE.me. With that app, you can be able to create seamless content, write blog posts, write all kinds of anything you want to write. Even if you want to write a headline, if you want to do Facebook ad, that software will give you an idea. Just type what you want to say. And it is not, how it works is that if Chidima goes to that place to create a content and Yemi goes the next minute, it can never be the same thing. It can never be the same thing. When I was managing, when I was doing as a virtual assistant there's a company called House. It's popular in the US and Canada. You can call it HOUZZ. So when I was a virtual assistant for them, they subscribed that software for me, and I was able to use it to create content on their social media page. There's a popular website in Canada called Kijiji. It's called Kijiji. That website is like Gigi in Nigeria. It's like Jumia, but it's more like Gigi. In that particular website, you can see everybody. You can do anything. You can buy anything. You can buy a car. You can buy virtually anything from that Kijiji. You can run a Facebook ad. You can create profile there. Those are the important. So I was able to create. I don't lack content. I create content all the time. And at the end of the contract, my boss thanked me and gave me a good reviews on Upwork as a good social media manager. And I would like to tell you that do not be afraid. There are some jobs you can learn from the job. There are some jobs you can learn just doing that. And I would like to show you something. Please hold on a moment. Okay, I would like to. Okay. Moment, please. Okay, so okay, I've seen it. Now, look at this. I'll tell you this for those who want to go into what they call telemarketer, but I've been talking about social media management and digital marketing. This particular one is a niche. What I want to say now falls under virtual assistant, and it's called cold calling. You're a cold calling expert. And as a cold caller, what do? You stay at the comfort of your house and call some house owners in the particular state in the US. And you call them, your client will give you a script. You call them, asking them if they want to sell their houses, or they have a property they want to sell, that you want to offer them cash on purchase. There's a script. I have the script right away, and your client will give you, and you can be able to call them. Since you speak English, you can be able to call them, and those calls are recorded. Your client pay you for hour. You become a cold caller expert, otherwise known as telemarketer involved. And in a particular page on Upwork, I currently do that because real estate or not in Upwork is quite big. And I will tell you this. Chidema in Upwork has a page as a virtual assistant. And someone like Femi has a profile as virtual assistant serving real estate. Now, someone who is like Yemi will be more hired than Chidema because Femi has a niche. He said his job is a virtual assistant, but he's serving real estate. He's serving real estate, but Chidema is a general virtual assistant. And some client wants to trust somebody that have a niche. So he has an edge. So whenever there's a job on real estate, and what they do, they hire Femi. And the other person is still thinking, what is happening to me? So these are niche. You must be able to embrace it. You must be able to know one. Some of you are good with editing videos. Some of you are good with editing photos. That's a particular skill. I do not know how to edit a photo, but I can edit a video very well with light shot and the rest of them. There are software that can allow you to edit a video to a perfection. Music videos, and it's quite easy. It's not as difficult as you think. When you start doing it every day, for one week to 3 weeks, 4, you will currently becoming conversant. From becoming conversant, from there you transit to being a professional. And like I said, you can always learn from the job. So sometimes you need to hype yourself. And some clients on Upwork are not, so some clients are not like typical African clients. Some of them are quite patient in a way that they will be able to train you. And some who do not want to train, they will indicate that they don't want to train. They are looking for professionals. And just in Upwork, they have what they call beginner, intermediate, and expert. If you create your account new, you might not want to say you're a beginner, but you can go to the middle and you begin to learn from the job. So when I'm applying for a job now, my start to become expert. If I'm bidding for a job, when the client goes to my profile, it seems like, okay, I've been able to work before and the rest of them, I can be able to bargain. For new freelancers, when you start, peg your hourly rate at $5 to $4. You need to go through that learning process. For a client to hire you, they are taking a risk, but they do not supervise you. You are far away from them. There needs to be a level of trust before you can begin to say, I want you to pay me $15 per hour. And when you work, they don't question you. These are the way it works. For new freelancers, do not go and pay your hourly rate at $10. I know you're ambitious. That's quite good. I get it. But start. When you do 1 or 2 jobs, you can be able to increase your hourly rate and say, I want you to pay me $18 or $30 per hour with confidence, knowing that you are a good social media manager, knowing that you're a good telemarketer. And for some of you who have been able to have experience of selling stuff, maybe selling bags, selling shoes, or doing all kind of business, in Upwork, it is a massive skill. You can be a sales manager. You sell for a company. Company don't need to be in New York with them. They need to be wherever you are and sell those online. They're not selling it in person. And you can be able to stay here and become a sales manager. You can sell stuff. You can sell anything. You can sell it at the comfort of your home. You become a sales manager, and that falls under virtual assistant. And that is a particular niche. And away from that, for those young guys or those young girls who want to be a web developer and these interesting skills, I like, and I'm in love with that skill. UI UX designer. I mean, those kind of skill in Upwork is good. Like it's very, very good. And you can be able to, when clients want to hire you, you're seeing stuff like $20 to $50 per hour for a UI designer for just 1 hour project. Someone is saying something, please. Hello? Can I continue, please?
Continue, please.
Okay. So I've mentioned about niches, how you can do them. I've mentioned digital marketing, social media manager, data entry analyst, as researcher, a web developer. I'm just coming to that. For those web developer, those are all those web developer, front end, back end, web application. All of you guys are software developer. Everything is inside there. Everything is inside there. You are a software developer. You can call yourself front end or back end. It's fine, but you are a software developer. And those are massive skills. Those are massive skills. You can stay here and design a website. Myself, I'm a software developer. I do back end and front end and everything. I learned it also virtually like this. So you can do the same. If you have interest, with to be a front end developer for customization and the rest of them, you can. I'm sure that your hosts also have skills like that, where you can also be able to take on that role as well and become a software developer. And some clients, some companies want to bring you from Nigeria to where you are. I'm sure some of you have heard about Nigerians going to Italy, Finland, USA, Canada, especially as a software developer. It can be anybody. It can be me, it can be you. And that is a skill. And those are skills that you can be able to offer as a virtual assistant on Upwork. But now, how do you create those accounts? I'll come to that. And I call this what I'm about to say basic. If you pay attention very well, you can stay where you are right now and create an Upwork account. What do you need? You need a professional picture. What I mean is, I'm not asking you to go and take a picture where you're so serious and all of that. You need a very good background. If you're a woman, you need to look so fine. Your hair needs to look so fine. And if you're a guy, you need to look clean shaved and with a nice haircut and everything. You can take a very good shot, half body, and use it to create your profile. And this is important for someone who answers, like say, Onyinyechi Musu in his bank account. And in his ID card, he has something like Onyinyechi Musu Winifred. And you create an Upwork account, and you're expecting to receive that money in the account that have Winifred. It is not going to happen. When you're creating your profile in Upwork, that is your online CV. You do not, when you apply for a job in Upwork, you do not need to send your CV again. Your online profile in Upwork is your CV. If you're on Facebook, you're on IG, and you see any client there, and he wants to see you, he wants to meet you, I call it meet me. What do? You just send him your LinkedIn profile. So your LinkedIn profile link, or you can also copy your Upwork account and paste to them. When they see it, they can be able to know that, yes, you are existing. And as you know, all these freelancers have a verification. Upwork has this blue tick where they give you to make sure that you're not, you're who you say you are. They verify you. And that's where that verification comes in. So if your ID or NIN or international passport bears something to say a particular name, and you don't have your middle name there, and your account has another name, please do not use it. Stick to your account. What your account have is very important. So when you have your picture, you have email account, a Gmail account. I prefer a Gmail account. Make sure you know your password. When you have that, those three things, you know the skill you want to offer as a freelancer on Upwork. You know how you want to say, hi, my name is Onye. I'm a graduate of this, I'm a graduate of that. I have an experience with this. I'm a data entry expert. I'm this, and this, and that, and that, and this. I'm still going to show you this particular part. And you create a profile. So you need that picture. I said, I'm not talking about throwback picture. I'm talking about a present picture. The client wants to know who is hiring. And the client is also going to request for a video, a Zoom interview. So you must use your recent picture where you're looking fine and also have a smiling face. It's quite important. You have that. That is what clients see before they hire you. They do not know you. When they see your face and they feel like they can work with you, and when they talk to you, you sound like you're knowledgeable of what you want, they will be able to trust you and give you a contract.
Hello, everyone. I guess the host network is bad for a moment. Just give him some time and he will come back to continue the class. Thank you for your understanding.
Are we there?
Yes, you can continue.
Thank you very much. There was a breakdown. There was a breakdown in communication in internet, so I think it affected the call. So, so like I was saying, with having what you can need to be able to create your Upwork account, I mentioned a quality photo, and I mentioned where you can take that picture to have a rating. I mentioned you having a Gmail account or a Yahoo or Outlook. I prefer Gmail, where you can have access to do Excel and Microsoft at a go. Now, where I talked about when you want to, the kind of niche blog, the niche, I said blogging, sorry, niche freelancing that you want to do as a data entry expert or UI UX designer, or some of them that you can be able to do as a freelancer. And there are a lot of things you can do on Upwork, like I mentioned. There are thousands of skills you can offer on Upwork, including selling your projects as well. As much as possible, you can even sell your book on Upwork when you create a project catalog. And while you're creating that, it is important that while you're working as a freelancer, you also need to be able to know how to get your money. For those of us that are living in Nigeria, Ghana, and the rest of them, you need to be able to have know how you can be able to get your money. And how can you do that? You would need to have a DOM account in any of the Nigerian bank or a Ghanaian bank as well. When you have that, I will tell you how you can create a Payoneer as well. So when you're creating that account, you automatically attach your account, your bank account, to Upwork. I call it Upwork escrow. So that thing can be able to remit all your skills earning and send it to your bank account, and you will get it in the next 1 to 2 business days. So once you create a Payoneer account, If you do not have a DOM account yet, you can start working on the process. So once you create a Pioneer account, you can be able to, when you work, you can be able to transfer that money there. And at a point, you can be able to send it to your DOM account. And for some of you who do not want to open a Pioneer account, you can attach even your Naira bank account or your dollar bank, your domiciliary account to your Upwork. And the advantage is that it will take about 3 to 7 days, I think, for Upwork to be able to send to your Nigerian bank account and also your DOM account. For some people who want urgent money, I would always advise them to create a Pioneer account, link it to their DOM account. You can get your payment in 1 business day at a go. And it is important because there was someone in this class, last time we had this interesting segment, she contacted me today to say that Upwork had blocked her account this morning. And this is an account, I believe that she had been working so hard to maintain, including her earnings. Everything was also suspended. And what did she do? It was quite simple. I said it in the last class. Please, if your name on your ATM card is Femi, let's say Femi Agbado, please let it remain so. Do not say your name is Femi Agbado and you put Yemi at the end, thinking that if you want to buy Connect in Upwork, that Upwork will just ignore you. If once you attach that card there, they will suspend your account, including if you have $10 million on it, you cannot be able to retrieve it back. You cannot be able to retrieve it back. So it is important that you maintain status quo. You must be on the line. Your name must tally. Otherwise, all your labor might be in vain if you do not pay attention to this particular thing I'm talking about right now. I'm laying emphasis on this because I've seen a lot of people since the last class, about 1 to 3% come with that particular issue, and they cannot be able to create an account on Upwork again. So it is important that while you try to offer your skill, know how to avoid a problem. Your card must tally, and please do not use your another person's card, your husband, your friend, anybody it might be, or do not use your card. Use your card. So it's important that you understand this. Use your own card to buy Connect. Use your own account to withdraw your money. Do not attach someone's own there. It will suspend the account and you cannot be able to recover it, no matter any amount you have in there. So that's it. So once you create your account, create account, Upwork will tell you that you've created an account. I will come to that. Now, when you're creating an Upwork account, like I mentioned, that's what they call I'll say something on this. Please, this particular skill you're doing now, your host and the management, I think that they offer a certificate. Please, when you're applying for, you're creating your Upwork account, and make sure that you add your certificate there. This is a soft skill. Make sure you add your certificate there. And sometimes when you're applying for a job, some job will require that you add your certificate. Please include it. They want to know that you are certified or you have knowledge of what you're talking about, not just saying it verbally. So it's important that you include your other certificate. If you have a certificate from LinkedIn, have a certificate from Jobberman, you have a certificate from Google, anywhere you have certificate, attach it there. It will boost your profile. Your profile will be 100% complete. Then there's another one at the footer, at the middle of your Upwork profile, where they see testimonial. Please, it's important that if you know anyone that is on LinkedIn that offer a business, that offer a skill, that offer a service, please talk to them. If you have worked for any company, or any startup, let them write you a review that you, Joanne, you have, or Abiola has worked with us before as a social media manager, or as a content curator, or as a blogger, or as this person. When they write it there, Upwork will take it from LinkedIn and paste it on your profile. When a client wants to hire you, he will see that someone has hired you outside Upwork, and it means that you're reliable. That is what is called testimonial. And on Upwork, that carries 20% completion of your profile. So it is important that you also remember that part when you're creating your profile. And also at the down footer of your, at the the last page, the last place of your profile, you see where they said add additional skill. If you're a good marketer, or you're a web developer, you don't want to offer your skill as a web developer, and you want to offer skill as a data entry analyst, at the down of it, please include that you're a social person. You also have this skill. That will allow you to be able to do different jobs, offer different services at the same time. That will make that is what is going to give your profile 100% completion. And the benefit that you stand to gain is that Upwork will give you 100 connects. That 100 connect will allow you to be able to bid for job and win contracts. But if your profile is not complete, if your profile is 70 or 50, Upwork will give you about 40 to 50 connect only. And what that means, the disadvantage you have is that you're going to buy connect with your own money, with your own card. But when you have that, before that will finish, as a new freelancer, you would have been able to have 1 job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, or even 4 jobs. And from there, you can use it to buy connect some other time to be able to continue winning jobs as well. The final one that you need to know, that if you're so bold enough, I encourage you to be bold enough to make a video of yourself. In Upwork, it's called Meet Me. Clients want to see how you sound. Clients want to see how you look, what you look like. Clients want to see, they want to hear you speak. They want to know if you know how to speak English. They want to know if you know how to speak French. They want to know if you know how to speak Yoruba, because in my previous class, there's a girl that got a job on Yoruba translation. She's a translator. And the job is $10 per hour, and she's doing it for 40 hours a week. You can do the math, $10 per hour and 40 hours a week. And in cases like that, she's allowed to work more than 40 hours. And she's probably working for 3 to 6 months. You can do the math and understand what I'm talking about. So when you want to do that video, how do you do them? I'm going to also share you a software where you can record your own voice. And that already is also on Upwork. I think it's Loom or something like that. You can also record your voice with that and do video introduction of yourself, where you can say, for example, I can say that my name is Obina. I'm a web developer, and I've been a web developer for the last 3 years. I've been able to design about 100 websites. And I've also been able to be working for, I worked for a social client like this. I've done social job, and I have a portfolio to share. You can also say that you have been a virtual assistant before you joined Upwork. Upon discovering Upwork, and you want to combine your love for working as a single mom. Because yes, today I stumbled on a profile in Upwork. The lady says she's a stay-at-home mom, offering a service as a virtual assistant. And guess what? She has earned over $70,000 on Upwork. So just do that video. Be bold enough. You can do that video 10 times before you get the perfect one. When you get it right, go to YouTube, create a YouTube channel, not typically a YouTube channel, but create a profile on YouTube. Upload that video there. When you upload it, copy the link and go to your Upwork profile and paste it there. You cannot upload the video directly to Upwork. You cannot. You must go through YouTube. There is no other way. And it's quite simple. It is quite simple. Just create a YouTube account, create a YouTube channel or something. Paste that your profile. And you know the good thing about YouTube, you can make your video. You'll be the only one seeing it. So nobody needs to watch your video on YouTube. You are the only one seeing it. Just copy it. Copy it. Go to Upwork and paste it there. At the left-hand side of your profile, where they say language and all that, at the up, they call it video introduction. You paste it there. Once a client comes to your profile, the advantage you're going to have is that a client might not want to do a Zoom meeting with you. He already knows how you sound. He already knows how your voice sounds. He decides to hire you or not. And that stands you out as well. The second advantage is that stands you out. You bypass those process of let's discuss this, let's do a meeting and all that. No. The client hears your voice, boom, he sends you a contract. The next video is going to make is you telling you what to do, giving you a task, what to do. So that is video introduction. And that alone can enhance your profile. You see that the benefit is also that you'll be getting invite. You'll be getting invite. And invite is sweet. And like when you hear you get that sound on your phone and it is Upwork, you know it's money. You will have a perfect profile. And once you do that, I'd like to recommend that once you create your profile, please look out for these interesting tips. It's important that if you see a job on Upwork, that the payment is not verified. The chances are that you submit a proposal, you might not get a response. Because those are unverified clients. They are yet to put their payment on Upwork, their credit card, and the rest of them. So you do not really, you're taking a wide guess. There might be a big client, there might not. But for clients that are already verified, their payment is already verified, and they've hired 1 or 2 persons, they usually respond to you. Better to tell you that they will not hire you, or they will at least read your profile and give you a small task to be sure that you're eligible for that position. I'm putting this suggestion so that you don't keep wasting connect. And also, this tip is important. Once you have a client that tells you to come on Telegram, the job is a scam. Do not go to Telegram. Upwork will suspend your account. If you have a client that says he wants to take you outside Upwork to go and pay you through PayPal, tell him no. Upwork might suspend the account if they find out. This is only possible when the client already gave you a contract, and the client feels like he wants to take you outside Upwork tomorrow. That is possible. That is possible. So these are the things that these tips is important, and you must know this one. Now, I'm going to give you a proposal tips, which is the most important aspect about this class. When you're submitting a proposal, make sure that the first line of your proposal is talking about you, and the second one is talking about what you're going to do for that client. The third line should be talking about skills that you have. You can say that you're conversant with Excel, Microsoft, G Suite, WordPress, Shopify, and the rest of them. You can say you have those skills. You're conversant with these tools. Make the proposal about the client. It is not really about yourself. It's about the client at that point in time. Tell them how you can attack their job. Tell them how you can do that job. I'm also going to be sharing a proposal. I have it already, so I'm going to share it while on this class. You will see what I wrote in just 3 lines, and I sent it for within 10 minutes. In a space of less than an hour, I got a response from the client, and not just that, the client went further to send me the contract of $15 per hour. And you must know that when I share it, you do not copy it. Like what you do is that if you do copycat, there are chances that if Solomon submit, Abiola submit, Victor submit, Chidema submit, you will have the same proposal. And the client is wondering what is happening. So you need to tweak your proposal, tweak it to what you want to apply. Do not have already made proposal. That is the best proposal is the one you write that moment. You do not need to say you're this, you're that. Just be true to yourself. Say something nice. Say something that you know. Say skills you have. Tell the client what you can do for him or her. Tell the client that you're so person, you're responsible, you're honest, you're adaptable, you're this, you're flexible, you're this, you're that. This is what you can do for them. If they trust you to give you this job, this is how you can do that. When you say that, the client wants to take a chance. And it becomes easier when you do 1 job, 2 job, 3 job, 4 job. From there, you become a rising talent. From there, you become a top rated. From there, you become also expert rated. And what that means is that you already have a job for life, because you always have a job to do. You always have a job to do. It's a lifetime investment. This particular class now is a lifetime investment if you use it well. You can stay at the comfort of your home and make $3,000 a month. This is possible. I'm speaking from experience. So these are the things that you need to know. So the next segment now, I'm going to be showing you a bit of my screen, and the things I talked about, I'm going to be showing you practical. So it's not going to, from there you can ask your questions. Everything I talked about, I'm going to show you one after the other, and it's going to be quick. So please pay attention. So I'm going to be sharing my screen right now. I'm going to be showing you where I talked about the video introduction, your profile, the photo filler, the Excel, which is quite important. You cannot be a virtual assistant if you do not know how to do Microsoft, Excel, and all those Google's tools. It is impossible for you to be administrative assistant or virtual assistant without having those skills. Those are primary skills that you must know. It's quite important that you understand you're conversant with this particular tools to be able to advance, because these are the things you need to use to send email, type document, schedule appointment, and the rest of them. So I'm going to be sharing my screen right now so you can be able to have a first-hand knowledge of what I'm talking about. Thank you. Or do we have, on the second thought, do we have your question? Do we have our question before we go to the practical aspect?
Yes, Obina, there are quite a lot of questions in the chat box, if you can go through them.
Okay, so do we start with the questions, or do we go straight to the practical class?
It depends on you. Most of them I responded to them, but see if you can run through them and make it brief. Then we move to the next class.
Okay. Okay. So we will have 10 minutes to go through these questions. Then we have 5 minutes to ask questions for those who want to speak. Someone asked, Chinenye Juliet said, please, Pioneer has options to input only 2 names, first and last name and all that. That is really true. I have 3 names, and you can be able to put 3 names on your Pioneer's your name on Pioneer. And please, if your ID card does not correspond with your bank account, go and change it. It's quite important that I talked about this. This can get your account banned, or automatically you might not be able to withdraw your money. So I'm not sure you want to start, I'm not sure you want to start calling customer care line from here to the US. I'm not sure you want to do that. So please let everything tally. Your ID card, your name on PIN, let them tally. If your name is 2 name, please answer 2 name. I have there's someone on Upwork. It's called Adiola O. The guy is quite good. He's a video and he has earned more than $12,000 on Upwork, and his name is just 2 names. So if that is okay for you, you can start with that.
Okay, someone also asked, I think it's important you explain this. The person doesn't understand what an Upwork is. She asked, is Upwork an app?
Yes, yes. Thank you. Upwork is an app, and you can have that on your phone. But I always recommend that you have it. You do not need to download it on your system. But of course, when you get a contract, you download it on your system so that you can be able to have a tracker. But you can just type Upwork on your browser and log in. It's an app. It's a software. It's an app. You can be able to download it on your phone. It's on my phone right now. So you can see that I have it, something like this. I have it on my phone. So you can see that I have it. This is it. But this is where I come to check update and the rest of them. If something is important, I go straight to my system. So this is what I'm trying to say. And also Pioneer is an app as well. You can also have it on your phone. I have it on my phone as well. This is where you manage all your transactions. You can have it as well.
Okay, another person asks, can you please write the names of the apps you listed on chat? But I think when they have access to the recorded video, they will be able to pick that out. So, and
yes,
then the main question here is, who is a copywriter and what do they do? Someone
okay,
need clarity
I
on
would
that.
like to say, I would like you to allow me, I would like to say that I would like to take these questions myself so that I can be able to follow them. I will start with Ike Amara. He said, what is the link between Upwork and LinkedIn? The link is that Upwork is a freelancing website, and LinkedIn is a freelancing website as well. Although the LinkedIn is a bit different, but they have people post job there just like Upwork. And another thing is that the link between Upwork and LinkedIn is that you cannot get a testimonial if it's not coming from LinkedIn. You cannot. So this is where it's important. So if you do not have that testimonial, if your boss is not on LinkedIn, it cannot be able to give you a testimonial. I'm sorry, but that is how it is on Upwork. So Ike Amara, I think I've answered your question. This person said, please mention the software for recording, for video recording. Yes, I'm going to write that down. Do not worry, I'm going to write it down. Don't worry about that. I know about that one. Please, this one said, must my email address on Upwork be the same? Yes, they can be the same. In fact, use the same email for LinkedIn for all your freelancing profile, career or something. Use one email so that you can track your progress. Somebody said, can we do something with the Upwork without a system? Yes, you can do that. But however, you're not going to be a serious client. It's a serious freelancer, sorry. It's some skills require that you use a system. You can't even juggle it, except you're a social media manager. And even if you're a social media manager, you still need to design something on Canva for free. So to design what you want to post on IG or Twitter, so you need system. You need system or something like that. In fact, you need system. What job can someone do as a data entry expert? This is quite simple. You can do all virtual assistant work. You can do typing. You can do data mining. You can do general things that relates to data. Excel. I'm going to come to that. You can do things that relates to data. Anything that has to do with data, that's what you do. You can also divert a little bit and do other things that's related, but your main specialty is data entry. So someone asked, Genevieve said, I have 3 names that all are the same with my bank details. How do I get it done while registering for Upwork? Please use your name, use all of them. The way you have it, your first name, your second name, your last name. Please, you are in order, just go with that, Genevieve. This is quite good. Do not change anything. Maintain it that way. Whatever name you want to answer in Upwork, your first name, whatever you want to answer the first one, please start with that one. But please, let it be your name as it is on your bank account. Somebody said, what job can someone do with their phone? You can do a lot of stuff. You can be a digital marketer, you can be a social media manager, and you can even do Discord, which I'm going to be talking about also in the next class. So Discord, all of us that made money from Discord, you only do that with your phone. So Discord is an important skill on Upwork, and also how to do with NFT. So you can do that with your phone. And in fact, everybody that did that job that time or currently doing it is doing it with a phone. So you're good to go. You have your niche with your phone. Someone said, Susan said, how can I upload my certificate on Upwork? If you go to Upwork, when you want to upload a certificate, they will show you a lot of drop down, but you do not have those certificates. Do not worry. Look down. You see where they said attach manually. Click on it. You can be able to attach your certificate there right away. Just manually. Okay, and someone said, please, how do I make my name 3 in Upwork? And is there any way to edit it? Because I'm using 2 of them already. I'm sorry, I don't think I don't think that you can be able to do this, because if you add another name, Upwork will likely suspend your account. So I don't know how you're going to do this right now. The only way you can do it is to change your name. You might also write to Upwork, but that would be a long process. So you might just want to work with the name you have in Upwork. If you're serious about freelancing, you can just stick with that name only. And you can just work on your bank account from Nigeria here. It's easier to change things from Nigeria. You can do a affidavit and change anything in the court. It's quite easy. Please, yes, what they do is that a lot of people ask this question. They have only 2 spaces. Just create your account. Just when you're putting your information, create that account. If it has 2 names, they will ask you to upload your ID for verification. Upload it, they will accept it. Let me say this again. In your Pioneer account, if you're writing something, enter your name the way it is. If it's possible, you can use abbreviation. Let's say my name is Obinna Obinze, and I'm answering another name that said maybe Onyinye. I can start with Obinna 0 Onyinye, where I have 3 names. So when they ask me for my ID, and that is what my NIN have, or my international passport, I will just upload it. They will see it. This is for you to avoid having anything to do with your money being suspended. And please, it's important that if you're working in Upwork, do not use PayPal. To get the money is quite difficult. So stick with your DOM account and your Pioneer. Yes, you can use your Abiola, you can use your current salary account as a link. But like I said, the downside of it is that you're going to get this money in central bank rate. If central bank rate is 430, Upwork will pay you 430. That is the exchange rate. But if you have a DOM account, you withdraw your money in dollar. You can go and change it in all these bookies place as well. So, and that is that. And please, what type of certificate am I going to attach? You can attach your skill certificate. There's a lot of free skill certificate online on Google. Just check Google for Africa. You can see it. And LinkedIn have a lot of certificates for free program. You can just have can just watch go through the quiz and you can get a certificate. I have about 5 or 6 from LinkedIn alone, and they are all free. And when I attach it when I'm applying for a job, I stand out also. So you can also be able to do that. And you can also top your Jobberman certificate. That is as good as LinkedIn. Is the same thing. So you're getting value for what you're doing right now. With that certificate, you can attach it for anywhere you're looking for a job, both physically and virtually. You understand? And Pierre said I haven't answered our question. Okay, he said content curation. Yes, content curation can be a social media manager. You can create content. You can, if you can create content, that falls under social media manager, because you're creating content to post, or you're creating content as a virtual assistant for the company social media manager to post. Either way, you're doing almost the same job. So if you can be a content curation, you can create video content, you can create IG content, you can create even LinkedIn content. That is a hot skill on Upwork or even on LinkedIn. So if you're a content creator, companies overseas are looking for you. So you can take it serious. It's a good niche. And also, as a copywriter, you can create two profiles on Upwork. You can create virtual assistant and content curator. You can now say you are a copywriter. That one is a niche of its own. It's an important niche. As a copywriting, you can do that. Companies will hire you to write for them. So for those who are asking me, what of those with no job experience? Everyone will have a job experience. Why you're on this learn to earn is for you to have this idea. You're already having experience right now, and that is what you're going to have. And with that certificate, by the end of this class, you can be able to have a particular skill, which we'll be talking about. You can even be a Discord moderator. You can be that person on Upwork. You can type it right now, Discord moderator. You can be that person. You can even do normal typing, data entry. This is one of the easiest jobs to do. So you can also do that. It's not so hard if you pay attention. So, and as a beginner, how do I work with Microsoft Excel? I'm going to show you that, Onyechi, don't worry. How do I get a Jobberman certificate? Your host will handle that. Okay, what can serve as a portfolio for virtual assistant job in Upwork? Quite easy. Even if you have done a project in your school, in your graduate period, when you want to graduate, if you have that project, upload it there. That is a portfolio. If you have worked for anybody before, maybe a design flyer or anything, or write article for anyone, or blog post, or write anything, upload it there. That is your niche. If you're a web designer, you have done a job, screenshot your website this thing and post it there. That is your portfolio as well. Any job you have done before, you can actually write something and upload it there. That is your portfolio as well. So you document your work. Portfolio means what you have done before. You know what you've done before and all of that. You can just put it there. And it's acceptable. Clients are not actually looking at that. What they are looking at is what can you do? This becomes so important if you're a designer. Maybe like you're a UI designer, or you are a web developer, front end, back end. Well, there's this skill that's quite good. And women, they do it all the time. I think it's called product design or some product designer. Yes, yes, that particular distance. So those are skills that they ask about portfolio much. But if you're a copywriter or a blogger, you've written something also, you can upload it there. So it's not a problem. So is a customer service a niche on Upwork? Is a niche. What it means is that you're going to handle live chat. You're going to answer customers that are angry. You're going to answer phone call. You're going to do email handling. You're going to schedule appointment for your company. You're going to send out emails. You're going to type company documents. That is customer service. It's a big niche. You can say you are a customer service specialist. you can say that you're a customer service representative. That is the popular one. So you can be that person, and you will know that you're going to do a lot of stuff, including data entry. That is also under customer service, but you can take it as a niche of its own if you like. Is that a way to edit my pioneer? Because I'm using only 2 names there. Do not edit anything. If you did a verification with your ID, you can collect your money. If you create a pioneer account, they will always ask you for verification. Verify with your ID. Once they accept it, you're good to go. Can insurance be a niche on Upwork? Yes, it's a niche. And I'm going to show you this particular person, Oluwa Damilola. I'm going to type it and show you that an insurance is also a niche on Upwork. So I think that I've answered all your questions. And after the practical things I want to show you, you can be able to ask live questions. Thank you. So I would like to share my screen. Okay, someone is asking, while I wait to share my screen, someone is asking, please enlighten us on the software needed as a virtual assistant. Well, I'll mention a few for you right now. For example, I'm a virtual assistant on Upwork and also on LinkedIn, and also in Indeed and Guru, People's Hour. These are freelancing websites. And in my profile, I have things like, you can have what they call Slack. Slack is an experience tool you use as a virtual assistant. You can have what they call Fresh Desk, is also a tool. You can also have what they call, Google Document is a tool. Google Sheet is a tool. Google Calendar is a tool. Google Calendar is a tool. Zendesk is a tool. Trello, as in Trello, is an app and is a software you can use as a virtual assistant. And there's another one they call Asana. It's quite popular. It's quite popular. Yes. Fabulous is here. It's quite popular, and you can also use that as well. Now, for those who want to add creative design as a virtual assistant, you can say that you know what they call Obelo, Shopify, and WooCommerce, and WordPress, Wiz, and those are. I'm coming to the CRM. Those are software you know. Spreadsheet and the rest of them. Those are softwares. Even Zoom is a software. This communication link now is a software, and is what you should know as a virtual assistant. Is a tool. Even Gmail is a tool. Yahoo is a tool. Knowing how to access a particular thing is a tool. And for those who are asking about CRM software, I know about HubSpot. I know about even this Trello is a CRM software. So this work together. Even this Slack is a CRM software. And if you want to go further, for those who want to do telemarketing, there are also apps like softwares, which is specifically for CRM. You can call Mojo Dialer. You can call just go to in capital letter. Is a software. There's one they call Grasshopper. Is a good software for cold calling. And this is my favorite one that I use. Is called Batch Dialer. Is a software. And there are over hundreds of them like this, but these are the most popular ones. This one I'm mentioning are the most popular ones. So if you want to be a telemarketer or code caller, which is the most important, also one of the most easiest and most frequent job on Upwork, you must know about all this CRM software, which is Dialer, and if you're talking about there's a one that my clients that's this one, when I remember it, I'll tell you. With that one also, those are different software you can use. There are a lot of them. There's a lot of them. So I think I've been able to answer that question for the CRM. Okay, I think we are done with that. Okay, so can I share my screen, please? Okay, so let's proceed with the live questions while I wait so that I can be able to share my link. So please go ahead with your live question. We can take it one after the other. And please, when you want to ask questions, you can share your screen so that I can see you and understand what you're trying to do.
You can share your screen now.
Okay, thank you very much.
Obina, good evening.
Yes, thank you.
Can you hear me, Obina?
Yeah, I can hear you.
There's this particular question I've been meaning to ask. Most of our social media handles, they have two names. Like in my own case, I have two names on my social media handle, Obaru Solomon. But in my bank, I have three names. Now, when you are talking about the fact that the name you use on your Upwork profile should tally with the name you have on your bank account. On my Upwork, I have those two names, Obaru Solomon. But on my bank account, I have up to like three names. Will that affect my payment on Upwork? That's what I want to clarify.
Okay, I would like to ask you a question. How many names do you have in Upwork?
Two names.
Two names. In your bank account, how many names do you have?
Three names, inclusive of my middle name.
This is the problem. And I've been talking about this, please. Your bank account is your proper ID. It wouldn't make sense that you earn thousands of dollars and you cannot be able to withdraw it. Because if you have two names in your Upwork account and in your bank account, you have four names or three names, Upwork do not trust you're the same person. But what it means is that anybody can go and answer Obaru Solomon Chinedu and takes your money. So if you're opening an Upwork account or any freelancing website, please, except Facebook, maybe where you can use any name. But if it has to do with anything that has to do with skill and earning, please use your name as it is in your bank account. It is quite very important. And I would also like to let you know that if you have that bank ATM card and you want to buy Connect in your Upwork account, chances are that the next day they will suspend the account because you're not who you say you are. Have I answered your question?
You've answered it, but it's a hard one. Seriously.
Okay. So it's fine. This is something you can correct, though. This is something you can correct. To correct things in Nigeria is quite easier than to correct it. So you know what to do to get your problem solved. Alternatively, you can also talk to Upwork to see if they can be able to allow you to make a change. You might decide to do it on Upwork on your own, and that will get your account suspended. But please, if you have money in your Upwork account and you've already worked hard for your profile, please do not play with it by attaching any other name that is not what you have on your profile. If you must do that, please verify from Upwork. Their customer care is quite active. You can see them on LinkedIn. You can also catch them on Twitter.
So for Upwork, there is no space for you to maybe edit and include a name without reaching out to
yes, there is where you can edit. One of my friends for you. I cannot stay and tell you that they will not suspend the account. That's why I said that if you must do that, please write to them and let them know that this is what you want to do, and you have a verification, which is proof for it.
Okay, no, it's not.
I have another question for you. Is
Okay.
your account on Upwork verified?
It's not yet verified. It's a new account.
This is where it gets tougher. When you want to verify your account on Upwork, they will ask you for your ID. They only accept government valid ID. And if the name do not tally, I'm sorry, you might not be able to verify. Thank you.
I just closed and set up another one.
You want to do what?
What if I just close it and set up another one?
You might also be suspended, sir.
Oh, girl.
Yes, so except you're deleting your account, I think you can delete your account as well completely. But that is when you've not been suspended. But if you've been suspended before and you create another profile, chances is that you might be suspended. But I've had someone who created a profile, and until now he has not been suspended. But like I said, I cannot authoritatively confirm that you can succeed with that. So you can always make sure that your name do tally. It's very, very important.
Well, I've not done much on it before, Sha, so I think I will go for the option of delete. The only thing I've gotten so far is an invite to submit a proposal. I got the invite on my email. I've not done any work and I've not gone far.
All right, Solomon, you can do that, but that is your decision. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. So I'll go ahead to share my screen right now. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So for those of you who have been asking me if you can be a data entry specialist, this is Jasmine. Jasmine is a Black American plano, and she has earned you can see how much she has earned. She has earned over, you can see it here. She has earned over $70,000 on Upwork. That's total earning. And she's just a data entry expert. And look at her hourly rate. You can see what she has. And I was talking about $70,000. So we can see that she said, I quite like her because I stumbled on her profile today and I've been watching her profile to see what she's doing right. You can see she says, I stay at home mom looking to help you with your tasks. I have over 15 years of customer service experience. I'm good at multitasking. I'm a hard worker. I'm detail oriented. I'm a reliable contractor. Contractor also means freelancer. My goal is to establish a long-lasting, trustworthy relationship. If you're willing to train, I'm willing to learn and pick up the new. You can see her profile is quite easy. And this is her own way of, this is a beautiful profile. If I'm a client, if I come here, I'll give her a job because her profile is looking just simple and straight to the point. And she's recently invited 12 times. What it means is that she will have job throughout the rest of her life if she's working. And she has earned over $70,000, which is about around 40 million naira or 50 million naira in Nigerian currency. And she has had 562 hours, 63 jobs only. You can see her profile. I'll show you further. This is the practical aspect, and this is to encourage you that you can be like this person if you, by the time you finish this year, learn and end class and take it further. You can see all her job. You can see all her job. I'm able to access all her job because I've been on her profile since today. In a particular one, she earned over $2,000, close to $2,000. Her hourly rate is $25 per hour. This is wow. You can see this one. She earned as low as $42. It means that this freelancer is a dedicated freelancer. She's a dedicated freelancer. And for as much as she earned on this one, she did the same with this one. What it means is that if you see a job of $10, please do it like a job of $10,000. That job can give you a job that will fetch you $20,000 as well. You can see she even did a job of $20 per hour. She did small gigs as well. You can see all her job. You can see, you can click here and go on and go on and go on. It's endless. Look at her portfolio right now. And I talked about this. This is Excel. This is data. Look at what she did. This data. She screenshot it and pasted it here and attached it here. I mean, this is her portfolio. This is her QuickBook that she's certified. She attached it. Her review moderator. You can attach anything that's relevant to your skill as a virtual assistant. You can see where she has worked for. This is where she has worked for before she came to Upwork. So, and this is all about her profile. And I talked about this other experience. So I talked about if you have any other skill that's related or unrelated to your skill. Right now here, she's talking about working in a hospital in externship, and she included it. You see? Front desk, referral, prescription request, filing, answering phones, and coding chat with proper ICT -9 CPT. This particular thing now is security. What they call it in the US is like California privacy law. This codes is for hospital. You must have it before you can run anything as a hospital or something like that, or as a lab place. So you can see where she studied, and guess what? She only have associate degree, and she doesn't even have and she only has associate degree, not master degree holder or PhD, and she has earned this money on her account. And I will go to her second profile, which is okay. And she's also data entry abstractor. You can see she's virtually only on data. That's all she's doing. And she's charging 25. In her main account, she's charging $55. So you can see that, and I hope that encourages anyone to be able to know that this is to know that this is a good deal as well. So you can see that. So away from that, we move from that. I will just go back to what I want to show you right now. Are you seeing this screen I'm showing you right now?
Yes, I'm saying it.
Okay. Okay, this is the app. This is what I call photofiller.com. Look at the way it works. If you want to upload a photo on, okay, look at this picture now. Look at here. People from all over the world will come and rate your photo and tell you what they think that you're doing right. Look at, this is for social. Look at this, business. Look, dating. This client,
I can't see it. I'm still seeing Jasmine.
We can't see the screen you're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, this is photofiller, and watch this. Watch this. This app is everything. You can have it. Is everything you want to go. Is your go-to photo rating, and it's totally free. Look at this. You can have the picture you want to use on your Facebook account for dating or a dating website. You can have for social. You can have for, this is for dating. You can see for business, this is still for dating. This is social, still related to dating. This is for business. Look at him here. You see, this is business. If you see a profile like this on Upwork, you definitely want to give that smiley a job. You cannot upload pictures like this on Upwork. This one they're talking about, dating like this. You cannot upload this on Upwork. You're not looking for a dating, you're looking for a job. So you have something like this. This is still for dating as well. But I'll show you the one I think you should use. It's coming. Look at this one now, this particular one. You can use this too. And this is the background. And you can see what people are talking about him. This is the vote. He had 20 votes. The picture said he's confident, that is 7.2. The picture looks likable, 5.7. You can see each picture has its own rating. If you watch closely, look at, you can see this one has the highest. This is 8 points. Look at this, 9.5. This one is lower. This is also lower. So this thing helps you. Look at this. This is even lower. But see what it gives. With this alone, you already passed. It says stop guessing, start testing. Choose your business, social, and dating photo using the #1 photo testing tools. And the good thing is that this is free. So thank you. You can grab this app and start editing your photo today. You don't need to edit anything. Look at this, art director. If you have pictures like this on Upwork and her job is an art director, that's what she's offering, she will definitely win jobs because her profile is looking fine, good hair, good smile, good clothes, and look at the way she's looking, she's smiling. Is competent, likable, and influential as well. So I hope that you'll be able to grab this photo, this app, and I'll go to the second one. You can still see my photo, my screen, right? Okay. Is someone with me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so this is just an email. This is just an email. So I come here. This is, if you have this right now, you can see this person has, okay, as a web developer, I deal with name chiefs a lot. And I take these courses on Coursera. You can see my email is full of anything that has to do with skills or where I can learn something or where I can do something. You can see a lot of this. Want customer to stick around for longer and more with you. I can read about all this. Coursera, I can get certificates there. They send me skill courses, even graduate degrees and the rest of them. So, and at the end of the day, which enough from both doesn't stop, doesn't allow me rest. So I keep up with him as well. So you can go here if you want to do Excel. You can go here. If you click on this for link, look at this. This blocks something. From here, you don't need to download any additional thing like go to cafe or this product fix. They will download all these things for you. You don't need it. This your Gmail has all the tools you need. You come here, you click on it. Look at this. These are Google tools. These are tools. You can even take client that you know all these tools. Account is your Gmail. Search is for researchers. Map is for those who are doing something that has to do with the property manager, Airbnb, on Upwork. YouTube for social media managers and those who want to do a other thing. Play Store if you want to download app. News for those who are doing social media manager and the ad curators. Gmail, of course, your account. Meet Me. You see this particular app, please take note of it. Instead of you going to create Zoom account all the time, this one is free. And you can talk as much as you want there. This Meet Me now, and if you click on it, you can schedule a meeting right now for 200 people. And it's free. I'll do you practical so that you can see it. And you can share your link. You can schedule a meeting for next month. You can schedule a meeting for the next 1 second right now. I'll show you. This is for chat. And this is for calendar for those who are doing general virtual administrative virtual assistant. You need to understand this calendar. It's quite easy how to book appointments. When you want to set it with your time and your location where you are, you can be able to schedule meeting just by writing email with this calendar. You can just, this one is quite easy, but make sure your time is correct, your date on your system is correct, and your location is accurate. You can be able to use this to schedule appointments for yourself and for your team. If you're a team leader, or you're scheduling appointments for your boss or your client, you can use this. For those who want to do translate, I've had a client who, during the war in Ukraine currently, I still have a client from Ukraine. Once he sent me this and I translate it here, that's what I do it. You see it? So this app, this one, and you see this Google Drive, this drive. For those of you who already do, so some of you already know this as well. But if you do not know it, you do not need to buy a flash. This is where you attach all your documents. It can be there forever. Your BSc degree, you can even upload your photos here. It can be there for as long as you want, the same quality. Here, you can upload anything. You can upload anything here. Video, document, house document, any document, you can upload it here. And Google will save it for you. And anytime you come and click here, you'll get your document within 1 second. This drive, see. So, and this is where we are going about. For those who are doing bookkeeping, accounting, this is where it works. And for those who are doing social media manager, if you have a client that is that likes shopping, as a personal assistant on Upwork, you can use this to be able to tell your client where to go and shop and where not to shop. Where you can get bargain, you can use this one now to do it. To check restaurants, check nearby happening place, you can use this as well. Then this is what I'm talking about. Google document. For those who want to type anything, formal letter, informal letter, this is where you type. You click on this, it takes you. I'll click on them if I have time, one after the other. Then this is the most important one here. This is the Excel spreadsheet. This is it. And I'll click on it. When you click on it, you can see I have annual budget, monthly budget, Google Finance investment, to-do list. I don't want that. I'm going to blank. This is where we are. You can see, you want to, I'll do this quickly. I don't think we have a lot of time. For those who want to do data entry, data analysis, data this, you need this. This is the one important. And this is, I'm trying to create a document for my company. Or I'm trying to create a document to share for this group. And I will come here, I already click on it, and this is where it got me. What do? I go here and say, I come here and click. It's saving it. You don't need to think if they take light, your stuff is not saved. No. With this one, at every minute you type something, is already saved. And that is the Excel for you and spreadsheet. You can see the name of this document is Learn and End Class. You can see it. And the good thing is that if you share this, your document with anyone, your classmate, your client, once you share it, your client will be able to know when you're online. Last edited was seconds ago. If I log out of this document and come back in 5 days, Google will tell my client that I was not in this document for 5 days. Then there is nothing you can do to change it. It's documented. So I come here, I want to type. It's quite easy. You want to type, you can say, this is if learn and spend what, why, not. So you have your client wants to know probably why we are learning this class. You can see learn. We are talking about Upwork. or let's say skill class N $10 hourly. Say $5 by connect to submit proposal. Okay, this is bigger now. For those of you who will be typing, and once this thing leave its column to another column and try to attack other column, do not bother yourself. Do not stress yourself. Just carry your mouse to this place. Look at it. Make sure that your mouse is in this edge. In this edge. Once you put your mouse on this edge, it will turn to an arrow. You click, you take that arrow with your mouse or with your click, and it comes here. Automatically, this wants to give space. You can see everything is not dialing. Why? Got some program. Submit a job. Not your business. Sorry. So why not your business? What I want to do. So you can say, I'm just using that as an example. You can see now. So by the time we put what we are doing here, what we are doing here, you can keep putting what is happening on this learn and end class every day. Tomorrow we are doing this code hourly. That's what you're charging. For example, it said $5. You can see. So when you share this link to Onyinye or Chidima, and Chidima is not in this class, Chidima automatically understands what happened that day without calling your phone. And the most important thing is that this information will always be there for as long as you want it, even for 10 years. And you can keep adding. You can keep adding NFT. You can keep adding social media manager. You can add to, look at this. You can keep adding to 1,000. Look at, you can keep adding. Now, for this class, we've done like this. I remember that you can always increase your distance here. Look at this one now. I will shift it. That one will shift. You can keep shifting if you want. If the space is too small for you, you enlarge it. And you can even insert website link. You can insert anything here. You can edit, you can file it. You can share, you can make a copy. You can rename it. You can download it. And the good thing about this document is that you can download it in Microsoft Excel, open document. You can even download it in PDF, web page. That's for those of us who are doing website, HTML, and the rest of them. You have options. You can move it to the bin, to the waste bin. And how do you share this link? For example, you can come here, share this link with you. I'll come here. This is quite important. Pay attention to this. Look at this. This place shows that I'm the owner of this document. You originated from me. And for that reason, I cannot, if I don't give you a link, you cannot be able to access it. And here, I come here, restricted, nobody can see it except me. But I want everyone to see it now. I will say anyone with the link. And when I give you anyone with the link, I still have the power of attorney to say that you can only view it. That is your role. You can be a commentator. I can only allow you to comment on a particular column. And once I give you that order, you cannot do more than that. God will restrict you. Then if I want to make you an editor on this, I'll make you an editor. It means that once I give you the document, you can edit it any way you like. Now, you want to give it to your client to view. Or, for example, you want to share your job you've done before with a new client. Do not make the client the editor. He will just copy the document. Make him a viewer only. Now, I want to make you an editor. I click here. You see, it's updating. Access updated. What do I do? I say, I copy the link. Link copied. I say done. And I can just go to this our class and paste that link. You can come here. You can see the link here. This is the link. And once you want to take your arrow to this link, you will see learn and end class. You will see those information. This is data entry or data analysis. That's what we are currently learning now. This is what we are currently doing. Although this is just the start, there are a lot of other things you need to do to be a good data analyst, Python and the rest of them. But look at this right now. You can see that you have the access. So once your client asks you to type something or can you do Excel or spreadsheet, do not be afraid. Tell him yes. Come here and do what I'm saying you should do. If you're getting it wrong, you get it right. Just keep doing what you're doing. You can get a hold of it. And I want to remove this document. I can just remove it if I want. And this can be Excel, this can be spreadsheet, it's the same thing. Look at it. And I'll show you the one I've been able to do before so that you can understand what I'm talking about. Look at my own here, the one I've been able to work on before. Okay, this is the same. Moment, please. Okay, this was what we did before. This is what we did before. Okay. A moment, please. Okay, this was our last class. This was our last class. The one I used for the last class. This is not what I need. Okay, moment. This was what we used for the last class. So this is what we used for the last class. So this is for this one. And for those who are still waiting for me to show them this particular one, I'll go back to this. This is this. For those who want to know about how to schedule appointments, a Google Meet meeting, or like schedule anything to talk to a client or talk to anybody, not just your client, but your friend anywhere they are, whether they're in Lagos or they're in Korodu or they're in United States or Canada, anywhere they are, just come here, click on this. Look at this premium video meeting, now free for everyone. You can just engineer this here. This is for the new meeting. I'm creating a new meeting right now. Create a meeting for later. You can do this one like this. See, you copy the link. Copy this link and send it to people that you want to meet with. Make sure you have saved it so that they can use it later. This is it, and this one. Link copied. You can share it with them. And if you want to create the one you want to create currently for instant meeting, you can also schedule in Google Calendar. You can just create this one here. You can see what will happen right now. It's loading. You can see I'm creating a meeting, but because I'm on Zoom, it will not show my face. But if I'm not on Zoom, this would allow me to see my face. So you can just hear your meeting is ready. Copy this link. Copy this particular link, this one. Once you copy it, go and paste it to the client or anyone. They will be able to join you in your live meeting. So these are the way I book appointment quickly for my clients, appointment with them. And when I tell them that I can book appointment to speak with them immediately, they begin to know that I am a professional or I am conversant with that tool. So you understand this particular one. And I'll move from that. For those who want to type something, for those who want to type anything, you can just come here, click on this document, you click on it, you follow the same process I told you, and go here. Always go to the blank if you're typing a new document. These are documents that have already been used. You can click on this one. You can see, you can stay here and type anything. You can stay here and type anything you want to type. You can stay and type a letter to request for ATM or request for anything. And you can as well save it just the way I saved the last one. Maybe application for leave. So when you share it with your company, they know that immediately the document come, they understand what you're trying to do, that you're applying for leave. They do not even need to open the document before they understand what you're trying to do. So this is where you can also do, you cannot leave it blank. There must be a message you're trying to create. That is why you must type anything here. Immediately you finish typing, take your mouse and click it on the board of your software here. It will save. You can see application for leave. You can always go to edit it if you want to rename. So you can see. So this is for the, these are the quickest way. So you do not need to go and be downloading Google this, Microsoft this one. No, you can just come here and do it quickly as well. So some of all these tools I'll be showing you quickly, and you can see for those who are bloggers, Classroom, Google Ad, you can even do Google Ad here. So this will be taught also maybe in the next class, travels and the rest of them. And these are tools. If you can master this everything here, you'll be a very good virtual assistant or administrative assistant, and you earn as much as you want. So this is for that. If you have any question, you can ask me so that I can move to showing you how you can create your Upwork account.
Continue, please.
Can you hear me?
So I'm listening. Anyone has a question, or should I move forward?
We have exhausted our 10 million.
Hello?
I don't think there's any question. Please continue.
You can move forward since nobody is speaking.
Okay, thank you.
No question.
So,
Please continue.
okay, so I'm going to Upwork right now. This is to tell you how you can be able to do your account. So now, for those who are talking about how they can, those who are asking me about those skills I mentioned, please pay attention to this. I won't be taking much of your time. You can see that can anyone see my screen?
Yes, yes.
So now,
network is bad. Though.
my network is quite good. I don't know. So if you can see my screen, you can see this person is in Romania. You can see that she's a social media manager and she has earned $8,000 on Upwork. That's close to 9,000. And she's a social media manager. And this person is in Albania. She's a social media manager and she has earned 4,000. And this person is Sepia. She has earned $80,000 on Upwork. And she's only a social media manager and she's top rated. Her job is $13 per hour. You can see what she wrote on her profile. I want you to see what she wrote on her intro. on her intro, it's quite important that you know how to write your intro. She has been invited 94 times. So look at this person. Please read. This is what they call this thing now. This particular one is called social media manager, which is the keyword title. Yes, which is the keyword title. Okay. Okay. So which is the keyword? Which is the keyword title? So now, I'll be writing up. This is the keyword title. So look at her profile. You can see what she has here. You can see what she has here. She's just a social media manager. I'll do this quickly. We do not have time. Then for those who want to be a copywriter, I'll show you again. I'll quickly show you this so that I can encourage you. These are for copywriters. You can see there are people like you there who are, you can see this person is a copywriter. She has earned 30,000. So these are niche and they're all virtual assistants. You can see copywriter, copywriter, copywriter. You can see them. Copywriter, copywriter. You can see them. You can see them here. And for those who want to be general virtual assistant, let me just type virtual assistant. You can see. Those who want to be virtual assistant, you can just be that person. You can see, I know this girl, she's in Kenya and she has earned $30,000. She's just a general assistant only. You can see all these other people here. You can see other people here. You can see, and the last one I'm going to show you, which is for people that do Airbnb hosts. You can see what they do. These are for people who do on hospitality, like travel agents, and they'll say, hey, this is my guy here. This is Adiola. Adiola is in Lagos. You can see Adiola has earned over 10,000. And for those who ask me about two names, Adiola has two names. You can see the guy is top rated. You can see him. He's in Lagos, Nigeria, and she has done 90 jobs, 10K. You can see his profile. So she's a creative ABM, virtual assistant, procurement, and the rest of them. So you can be this person as well. She is from Lagos, and you can also see that it is possible. So away from that, any skill you want to do on Upwork, you can find it here. There are millions of people like you. The Philippines has over 20 million people on Upwork. We Nigerians can also be like that. We just need to bring our skill to the world. And I believe me that if you keep attending Learn and Earn class, you'll be able to acquire these skills on a very low amount. And you can also be able to earn times 500 of what you've paid. And I encourage you to take your freelancing journey very serious. I encourage you to take out any skill. I encourage you to know that there are millions of free certificates on Google for Africa, on LinkedIn, Coursera, and the rest of them. There are millions of free certificates where you can also get that free certificate. And please take your freelancing journey very serious. You can earn massive amount of money there. As I said, in our next class, we are going to be talking about Discord, NFT, crypto. For those who want to do crypto on Upwork, you have a chance to be able to do that as well. Thank you very much. And I hope that you've learned something from this class. And I hope that you're taking notice of what you've been able to do. This video is recorded and can always have access to it. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining me.
Opina, thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for this class.
Okay.
So we'll be calling it a day.
Thank you, sir.
If we'll be calling it a day, and because we don't have time, for those who I'll be only be taking 3 questions only, just 3 questions, then I'm done. 3 questions. So if you have any last question you want to ask, just 3 questions from 3 people. Please, if you're asking question, make sure that it's a very important question. Let's go, please. so we don't have any questions. So I would like to
Please,
say,
can we follow you on Instagram? Your handle on Instagram, please.
okay, so you can start with on Facebook. My name is Obino Binze. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Facebook. You can just click on that link and we can follow each other. Thank you very much, Becky.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. So I think that we are done with the end of this class. If anyone have your question, they can just ask me. I'll be able to continue where they stop. In the next class, we'll be talking about NFT, like I said, that we can grow from there. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the host, and thank you for those who attended. I wish everyone success.
Thank you to Obina. Thank you. It's great having you here.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good
Thank you,
night.
Coach.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you very much. Thank you.